Now, once you have a pivot table or summary table for a categorical variable, normally we would want to express these frequencies as percentages. Percentage of funds of the total of 316 funds, what percentage of funds fall into low risk category, what percentage in high risk, average risk and high risk. So that's an important piece of information that would be useful to us. And we also may like to do a cumulative percentage that will tell us as you go up the ladder in the risk, what percentage of funds gets included in the categorization. Okay, so let's now do percentage would be you take the frequency. Okay, now this is the problem when you have a pivot table. When you use a click and build formula, when you click a cell inside a pivot table, it automatically uses the get pivot data function. So, and this is sometimes good, sometimes not good. It's useful if you change the ordering, then the get pivot data will automatically adjust and so on. But sometimes this is more of a hassle than beneficial. So what I would do, and I want you to do the same, is to not use click and build formula. Instead, type the cell address. So here C10. Okay, that's the frequency, and we divide that by the total number of funds that we have, which is C13. Okay, now that will give us the proportion of funds under low risk category. Now we want to copy this formula to the next cell for the average risk, and then the cell after that for high risk. But in Excel copy process, the cell addresses will automatically change. When you copy over to different columns, the columns will change. When you copy down rows, the rows will change. But here, as you copy, you want that C10 to change to C11 and C11 to change to C12. That's good, but the denominator must be fixed at C13. That shouldn't change to C14 and C15. So to prevent C13 from changing, we have to use, or to make it fixed, we have to use what is called absolute cell reference. Absolute cell reference is done by inserting dollar signs in front of the column and in front of the row reference. And you don't have you can type the dollar signs yourself, but instead the easiest way is to press the function 4 F4 key that will insert the dollar signs for us. Now if you press the F4 once, it puts dollar signs for both the column and the row. And sometimes you may want only the column to be fixed and not the row, or sometimes the row to be fixed and not the column. So the partial absolute reference, again if you press the F4 key a second time, then you see the column absolute is removed. So now only the row is absolute, column is not. If you press F4 one more time, now the column is absolute, the row is not. Press F4 again, then we are back to where we were originally. So here we want, well, we actually want row fixed, column we don't care, but here we don't care about column whether it is absolute or not, so this will work. Okay. Now we can express this as a percentage. Okay. Now copy. Now cumulative percentage would be, first one is just that, and then after that it is the previous cumulative plus the percentage of the current row. Now this must be copied down. Now that gives us the cumulative percentage. Okay. Now once again, remember, whenever you prepare anything in Excel, you must format it properly. So here I'm going to insert a border like that and like that. So here is a summary table for one categorical variable taken at a time.